Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me so we can start. Everything is okay on your end, guys? Yeah? Sweet. All right. So, first of all, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing if you like the content or if you like what you're gonna be hearing today. And I mean that's pretty much it. What I want to do first of all is thank you guys for 14,000 subscribers. Honestly, I am again grateful. Thank you to everybody who. What are you doing? My my wife is sneaking around here. um, so yeah, thank you for 14,000 subscribers. Thank you for almost 14,000 on Instagram. Check me out on there if you guys want to stay more up to date with like kind of my daily life and stuff like that. Um, what I have some housekeeping that I wanna get out first of all. So first of all, we have a Discord now. You guys can check it out in the description. Join that if you'd like because we have a lot of discussions there. I'm gonna show you guys some like sneak peeks of future products and future binders that I have, as well as get some of your takes on which videos we should do. Second of all, look forward to a brand new website that is going to be launching next year, aka either tomorrow or the day after, as well as 2 new colorways for the binders. So that's going to be premiering on the website. And unlike the pre-order times, everything now is going to be ready to go. So as soon as you guys order, they'll be ready to ship out. So that's the Discord, the new website. Also, most likely I'm going to be launching a members area on the website where you'll have the same access as on Patreon, but because I'll be able to run that website myself, like the members area, I don't have to pay anybody out for Patreon, so you'll be able to get it for a little bit cheaper, but you'll be able to get the same content. Because again, I get to keep more of the money. So because I don't have to pay that 10% to Patreon, it'll be savings towards you guys, or maybe like 7% or whatever it is, whatever the difference is. But it'll be nice and clean on the website. I always wanted, like I always tell you guys, whenever you can, branch out of these massive big tech companies and try to make your own thing. And that's kind of, again, I'm practicing what I'm preaching, so I'm yeah, that's what I'm doing now. So website, binders, 2 new colorways, Discord link in the description. I'm also going to be doing giveaway in the next video that I'm going to be posting. So not tomorrow's video, so not Monday's video, the Friday video, as well as I'm going to be collabing with Collector. And again, the giveaways are all going to be announced on Discord, just because there's these like Telegram bots and whatever that try to give you guys whatever you guys win. It will not be via Telegram. Okay, I will not be messaging you via Telegram. Everything will be done via Discord. Okay, so we'll be announcing it there. So make sure you check that out. And also, it's free to access, by the way. Another thing that I want to launch is the YouTube members area. If you guys don't know, I'm going to be doing weekly/monthly booster pack giveaways, and they're all going to be vintage booster packs. So no like anything past 2005. And as long as you're a YouTube member, you get a free entry into that. And then another thing that I want to do is basically do a live like this one, where I do kind of market watches and stuff like that with you guys in the members as well as the Patreon area. where you guys can jump on live. And I actually wanted to start that today, but I'm just not sure if there are people who are ready to go about doing that on the thing. So if you guys are on Patreon, I shared the link there. Join the collectors chat tab on Discord, and we'll boot it live in, like, within the next 30 minutes or so, as I answer some questions and keep you guys and finish the thing. Yeah. So for the $5, I think $5 Canadian, what you get is a free entry to booster packs, as well as we're gonna go live together, and we're just gonna discuss like the news that happened in the past month or so on YouTube Live. So you guys will be able to jump on the call with me and give me guys your thoughts on whatever it is. So today I have some topics that I want to discuss, and we can do it via chat. Like, if I have time to read your question, we can go through that. And then otherwise, if you guys want to hop on, just let me know right now, and I'll link you so that we can so that you can jump on, and we can chat live on thing. It is my first time trying it. I'm using Discord, so I hope that's right. I mean, I watched a couple of streamers do this thing where and it seemed like they use Discord as well. I'm not sure if there will be a latency, but if there is, I'm sure we can fix it for the next time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, thank you guys for 14,000 subscribers. Let's get on to the topics that I want to discuss. So some recent sales that I saw that are worth noting, I pulled up here, and what I want to do now is, let me just pull this up, and then okay, I think you guys can see. I'm just trying to get oops. All right, so the first thing that I wanted, I don't know how to get the damn oh wait, there we go. I was just on the side. Okay, perfect. That's what I'm going for. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about is this PSA 10, the Tin Blue Eyes manga art that came out. So if you don't know, this one came out in the Japanese history archive collection, and it was actually one per case. So it's actually quite difficult to acquire on the OCG side. It's significantly easier to acquire on the TCG side. This card goes for around $15. PSA 10 just sold for $265. I think that's a little bit high in my opinion. I think that these cards, especially when the Dark Magician Girl, which is a much better artwork, is going for like $200. So I'm not sure. What are your thoughts on this? Like, do you think that this is what are your thoughts on something like this? Because I'm actually very interested. Do you guys think that this is like overpriced or underpriced? Let me know in the chat. Like, is this something that you'd pick up for $265 in PSA 10? Like, because let me put this here. Sorry. I think it's definitely a unique card. That's for sure. I do think that we are gonna get a higher rarity than this eventually, be it ultimate rare or whatever it is. But I feel like I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it, man. I really don't like this artwork. Like, I'm not a fan at all. So I never even picked up any copies. But let's just say that you are a fan. is this really worth 265, especially when the raw card is like 15 bucks? Bit too much. I wouldn't spend over 150. Yeah, I think 150 is definitely the threshold that I would pay for a PSA 10. Let's just say let's just say it's difficult to grade and all that. I mean, yeah, for example, what you have to think, like with 265, that is what let's just say the card is 15 bucks. Okay, let's just say you have 8 copies. 8 copies times 15 is $120, and then you put in another $15 to grade these 8 copies. So you have to come out to the 265. I mean, I'm pretty sure you will be able to score at least one PSA 10 out of those 8, and then you'll be able to sell the 9s for, I don't know, break even, like 40 bucks or something. So I honestly think it's a little too high, to be honest with you. You can do too much with that money, where especially since the cost of the card is so cheap. All right, next let's go to the next thing that I want to talk about. So this booster box, this LOB booster box, recently sold for $12,100, and this was actually a topic that was discussed in the Discord. Now, here's my thoughts on this. Okay, there's some things to note. Number one, that this is a one-day auction. Okay, only 1 day worth of people were able to take a look at this and be able to at least try to put a bid in. I know recently that one of these sold for $17,000. Okay, and in my opinion, I honestly do think that that affects the price. The fact that you only put it for a 24-hour auction, I mean, I don't know why anybody would do that. Like, unless it's somebody that has this, that found it by accident, they're just throwing it up. Like, I don't know why somebody would do that, because like, you're just hurting the market like this. Everybody that is, everybody that hates on the market will basically use this as a price point, and then everybody that is trying to defend the market will say, no, this is not a real sale. And I'm more of the I lean more towards that this is not a real sale, because again, 24-hour auction right before Christmas, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice here. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think at least put it at like 7 to 10 day auctions. Like I don't know, you're just hurting the market like this. I'm not really a fan of practices like this, and yeah, I'm just not a fan. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you guys think that this is like kind of do you guys think that this is actually a $12,000 box, or do you think it's worth a little bit more? Or do you guys think it's worth less? I mean, it can't be worth less because it sold 12,000, but do you guys think it's worth 12,000, or do you think it's worth more? In my opinion, I would put it around the $15,000 to $17,000 in terms of if you put it on like a real auction, not 24 hours sniping. Yeah. I think 15K is just fair for this type of box. Yeah, but I'm really not a fan of practices like this. It's like you're not doing anything other than hurting the market like this, because people will grab onto this. You know what I mean? So and this is a real box, by the way. Like I even posted this in the group, and I told people like this is a real box. So like if you're looking for a LOB box, this is a good chance to jump on one. But again, like I said, like I don't know, 24-hour auction. I mean, I could have missed this, right? Like if I was, especially on the 23rd, right, where everybody's preparing for Christmas, not a lot of people are looking on eBay. Like, what are you doing exactly, right? So I don't know. I almost missed this one. Like I caught this one maybe like 3 or 4 hours before the auction ended. So yeah. Next up, this is another LOB box that sold for $10,000 US dollars. This one I'm not actually a fan of because this is a resealed box. And this is the main reason that the prices of LOB have been going down. Everybody that knows anything about LOB boxes knows that this is a fake box. And yet this one keeps getting relisted. This guy relisted it like at least 10 times and it does not get sold. I'm pretty sure that this is because this box, people recognize that this is a resealed box. But this is the main reason, in my opinion, that LOB boxes have gone down so much. It's because this guy puts it, and then what happens is another person sees, oh, it's only worth $10,000, even though this is a fake box. Like, I didn't touch this back when the boxes were $25,000 and this sold for 15. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I honestly, I'm not sure how to monitor something like this other than, again, doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm trying my best to make the community more enlightened in terms of what they should be looking out for so that they don't fall for something like this. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I $10,000 for this is, yeah. Like, if somebody actually paid for this, they got hosed. You know what I mean? But at the same time, again, you're just hurting the market because people look at it and they're like, oh, this LOB box is worth only $10,000, even though it's clearly not, because a real one sold for 12 grand, right? And this is a wavy box, right? Sorry. This is a wavy box. So like supposedly it should have more premium, but yeah, I figured I would put this out there for anybody who's watching this. All right, next up, the thing that I want to talk about is DDS Blue Eyes recently sold for $8,500. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Do you guys think it's a little too high? Do you think it's just right? Or do you think it has room to fall? Or do you think that it has room to grow? In my opinion, I think that this is just about right. It can go a little bit more down. I think at 7,000 to 8,000, depending on how clean the card is pretty good. I mean, yeah, I mean, but this card is very, very much very much loved by a lot of people in the hobby. Honestly, like a lot of people really like this, and yeah, everybody that comes into the hobby, they always ask me like, hey, do you have one of these for sale, right? So I don't know. Are people just waiting to get this to fall to whatever they consider the bottom and then picking it up? My thoughts are, I mean, I already have a pretty good position on DDS Blue Eyes, so I don't need any more. But I would say, like, if I was to like add to my position, it'd probably be, if it hits 6,000, I'll probably add like 4 or 5 more of them. But at the moment, I think it's just about market price, and I think that this is I think that's what I evaluated my DDS Blue Eyes for. I evaluated them at $8,000 exactly. So yeah. Next. Dark Paladin Corrected Art, first edition, $8,500. So I actually have a video that's coming out on Monday. If you guys are members, you guys should have access to this video right now, so go check it out. Also, if you're Patreons, go check it out. It's a huge video, like it's like 30 minutes long, so I highly recommend it. So with this card, I covered it a little bit. The only issue that I have with this sale is that it was $8,500, but then it sold for $8,500. So it's like there might be something wrong there. I didn't check if this card is still up for sale, so I'm not too sure. But if it is, I would not be surprised. I think that this card is a little overvalued, and I think that this card has a lot of room to fall. I really think that in PSA 10, this card will finish at around $3,000 to $4,000. Yeah, I really think it will finish at $3,000 or $4,000. It's not very rare. So yeah. Next, We have Magician of Black Chaos. This is the ultra rare. It sold in PSA 10 for $4,800. So this card, in my opinion, is way overvalued. Let me tell you why. So this is the entry card for Tokyo Dome. By the way, subscribe to the channel. I have a video in the works for coverage of Tokyo Dome, what it's all about. But this is the first card that was a handout to the attendees of Tokyo Dome. And Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time was actually really huge, believe it or not. So there's actually approximately 40,000 copies of this card. Okay, 40,000 copies. That's a lot. And the thing is though, like that, to counterbalance that is that, number one, a lot of these were destroyed. A lot of them were destroyed. A lot of them were like got absolutely just like ruined over time. And not only that, it's actually a series 1 card, and series 1 cards, if you haven't watched my starter box Blue Eyes video, I highly recommend that. In series 1, it was very difficult to it's very difficult to grade these cards because they come right out of the pack with silvering, and this silvering has a high effect on whether your card grades or not. So this card, although there's 40,000 of them, it is pretty low pop in PSA 10. I believe it's like under 100. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that it's under 100. But the fact that this sold for $5,000 is actually a lot. In my opinion, I think it's a lot. I think PSA 10 should be around $1,500 to $2,000. I would say that is fair. Comparatively, the raw card is about $200. You know, sometimes if you have a really minty copy, it can go all the way up to like $800, $1,000 in raw. But PSA 10, I would say, is around $1,500 to $2,000. I think that's fair. But this card is like the first printing of Magician of Black Chaos. It's series 1, best artwork in the game. It's just class. You know what I mean? Like this card is just classy. So I understand why somebody would just kind of like just push the button, buy it now, and call it a day. But I think that it is a little bit overpriced. I think this is a very cool card to own in raw. Like if you're trying to collect vintage OCG, this is definitely a card you should pick up, and you can get it for pretty damn cheap. Yeah, so that's the Magician of Black Chaos. Next up that I want to cover is the Rainbow Dragon Effect Monster Misprint. This card just keeps going up in price. This is one of those cards that has not seen actually a downturn, and that's because it's stupid rare. And this is a point that I want to bring home to you guys, is that you can have all of the condition rarity that you want, okay? The problem with condition rarity is that always dwindles down, because again, the people who collect condition rarity are mostly in it for the money. Okay, they are not in it for the nostalgia aspects. They're not in it for the history of the game, and that's fine. Like I don't have a problem with anybody being against. I'm not against people making money. I don't have a problem with it at all. It's just, what's it called? It's just, you know, you have to kind of keep that in mind when it comes to how the market moves. You know what I mean? Something like this, you have to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Enthusiast to pick up, right? If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh! Enthusiast, you want to collect all the ghost shares, you want really rare misprints, this card kind of hits both circles. And because of that, you will see a lot of people gravitate towards this that are true collectors per se. And true collectors don't really sell, all right? And this is why this is one of those cards that continues to go up over the years, because you're not going to get more of them, right? Like, if you guys watched my video on this, I showed you need 288 tins to pull one of these. Like, forget about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, forget it. Like, this is one of those cards that's actually a grail. And in my opinion, I think that this card has a huge trajectory ahead of it. I got a recent offer for my BGS 9. It's 9.5, 9.599 for $11,000. Like, again, the enthusiasts are still in the game. They are not shy. They're not shying away because of market trends. They are not shying away because of the economy. These people want rare cards, and this is one of those, like, you know, top 10 rarest set cards in the world. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, I think that this is a must-have in any high-end collector's collection, and really you should be proud to own something like this. Honestly, like, this is a real grail piece. It's very, very hard to come by, and it is a badass misprint. So that's the Rainbow Dragon Effect Monster. And again, so somebody, Marcel, just said hilarious price for an MP copy. The thing is that when it comes to cards like this, it doesn't matter about the condition. Like, it doesn't matter about the condition anymore, because again, you're not going to be able to find cheaper copies, right? If you want to complete a collection, it is not something that just pops up whenever you want, right? So if the thing is, like, mod play still doesn't pop up very often. Like, that's how rare this card is. The nuance behind this card is the nuance of this card is that it's so rare that even MP copies do not pop up. Like, for LOB Blue Eyes, mint to gem mint copies don't pop up very often, but MP, LP, you'll find them. They'll come up. With this card, they don't. So because of that, this is why you'll see even low condition cards like, you know, creep up in price, because they're just so damn rare that people have to settle for condition, right? So yeah, I mean, I love this card. I really think that it's a true grail piece and one of the best misprints of all time. Next up is a Meta Raiders box. This sold in October, so it is a little bit dated. It's about 2 months old, but it sold for $6,400. I do believe there are a couple on eBay for around $6,000. I sold one for $5,500 about 2 weeks ago, so I have a lot of these. But I sold one for $5,500. It was basically $6,000 minus fees. I think that this is a great box to own. You know, arguably best set in OG Yu-Gi-Oh. I think maybe this and something like Magician's Force are probably the best sets in vintage Yu-Gi-Oh. I love this set. I think it's badass. It has, like, literally hits galore, and it's easy to grade. So yeah. By the way, to go back to the point of this, the Rainbow Dragon MP, because you guys are talking about it, MP cards still go up in price if the card is rare enough. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind. Even HP copies, okay? Even HP copies still go up in price if the card is rare enough. And that's why I say collect true rarity, not condition rarity, okay? Because condition rarity is replaceable. True rarity is not. So let's go on to the next thing. We have Retro Pack 2. We have a sealed box sold for $6,500. Now this is overpriced. I think this is way overpriced. I think a blister box is a much better investment than this. And if you want to know why, that's on Patreon. I'm not going to cover that here. But I think that this is a overpriced item. I would approximate this at around $4,000. I think $4,000 is the most fair evaluation for this. $500 for a mini box times 8 is $4,000, and then you have 3 packs on the inside. But yeah, in my opinion, I think like $4,000. You know, add 10% for premium, like of a sealed box. You have basically $4,500, like at most. I think that that's the fairest that you're gonna get. That's Retro Pack 2. There are a lot of these out there, believe it or not. I know it seems like it's rare and doesn't pop up, but there are a lot. Like Card Rush, like unloaded like maybe what? 15, 20 cases of this into the public in 2018. So there are a lot out there. Next up is something that I found very interesting. So the Dark Magician Girl Ghost Rare sold for $3,500 USD. If you don't know what this is the 2017 World Championship. I think it was entry, maybe. It was entry or maybe qualifiers or something like that. Whatever it is, it's limited to 1,200 copies. That's pretty damn rare, in my opinion. Like that's pretty stupidly rare. And $3,500 is, in my opinion, definitely like the bottom since like pre-COVID, because I remember pre-COVID somebody actually listed this for 1,200 USD, 1,700 Canadian. I remember that listing. I went to buy it and it got sniped right before I was able to check out. And I haven't touched this card since, because like when a card passes you up at a certain price, it's like hard to justify afterwards. But I do think that overall the envelope is good, which is what I'm looking for now, because I just can't justify 3,500 for the card alone. But yeah, like this one, I don't know. I really think that this card is a great pickup. I think it has a lot of great qualities. It's a ghoster. It's Dark Magician Girl. It's really well printed. It's uncensored artwork, and it's limited to 1,200 copies. In my opinion, it's a no-brainer. I think the envelope should sit at around 5,000 US dollars, in my opinion, like 4 to 5,000 US dollars. The reason is because the other two are pretty much trash. The other two cards, I don't even remember what they are. I think it's a Monster Reborn and some other thing. A Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, which I don't understand the hype behind that card. I think Blue Eyes Alternative is like such a waste card. The artwork is not that good. I don't know. This Dark Magician Girl though, I would love to own this. I would love to own this card. And yeah, I am putting out a want list. So if somebody has this and they want to sell or trade, I'd be willing to buy at 4,000 for the envelope or trade for 5,000. I would definitely be interested in something like that. But this is, I wanted to show you guys because this was a recent sale, and this doesn't really sell on the United States side very often, because not a lot of people, number one, know about it, and number two, not a lot of people are cultured enough to pick up something like this. But yeah, this is a very, very nice card. Honestly, I highly recommend it if you are into high-end OCG. Does the 2017 Ghost Dark Magician Girl look different than the... Yes, it does. Than the Ghost from the past? Absolutely it does, yeah. So this one does not have jizz stains on the back. This one has an uncensored artwork. The hollow foil looks exactly like the hollow foil from the Stardust Duelist Genesis, where it has like that 3D pattern. Yeah, this card is way superior to the other one. In my opinion, I think it's a great card. Next up is this right here. Now, I'm not sure if this actually sold, but I did cover this recently in a Patreon article. If you guys are interested in that, I covered all things Legendary Collection Yugi's World, and I explained why this is a rare card. But at $3,000, I do think it's a little overpriced. I think that this is around $1,500. I think $1,500 is more than fair for this. But again, it doesn't get graded very often because it's rare. And number two, it's actually hard to grade. It's actually hard to grade because this card stock was actually very easy to scratch on the front, not only the back. So if you don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh is arguably some of the best card stock in terms of the front. Like, it really doesn't get scratched very easily. It gets a lot more scratch on the back. With these cards, they actually get scratched on the front, and it's pretty visible. So because of that, it's a little bit difficult to grade. I remember when I was trying to grade my Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, I sent in maybe 100 copies, and only 10 of them graded PSA 10. So yeah. I highly recommend it. Wow, we got a super chat. Jeremy said, I consider you the great collector. Thank you for your opinion and your content, bro. Thank you so much, man. Your contribution goes towards putting this channel together. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And shout out to all the patrons and the YouTube members. This actually is not happening without you guys. So yeah. So yeah, that's the Legendary Collection Yugi's World. I think it's pretty much like 200% overpriced. But again, like when you have something rare, people have to pay up, and that's the thing. Like, it's pretty sick, man. So that's the like 10 recent sales that I wanted to cover in the past like 2 months or so. Um, Hold up. And let me just, I do have like just one more announcement that I want to make. If you are not on Patreon, or if you are on Patreon, I recently put up, um, one second. So I recently put up an article. I highly recommend you check it out. What's it called? Where I cover all of the T3 cards, okay, in great detail, who owns them, what we know about them, and how many there are. This is probably one of the most. This took me so much time in terms of research. I really hope you guys enjoy it. So again, if you guys are on Patreon, definitely check that out. I did the whole article. All right, next up, that I want the two news things that I want to cover is we have the Dark Magician Adidas promo that was just announced, or at least leaked. So if you guys don't know, Konami and Adidas, Konami and Adidas paired up to bring us sneaker combinations with Yu-Gi-Oh that I wouldn't be caught dead wearing, but they did show they did show off two LOB, one SDK and one SDY art, Blue Eyes and Dark Magician shoes, and those came with like kind of a tab or something that hangs off the shoe. It's made out of solid metal, and it is I think it's the left arm or left leg and right leg. And what's it called? Apparently there was two other shoes that encompass the hands. I don't know about them. If somebody can link me them, that would be fantastic. So go ahead and do that. But anyway, this is the final one in the promotion, and this has the head. Now, if you look at the shoes are butt ugly. Like they're disgusting. Like again, I wouldn't be caught dead wearing them. But what's it called? They did announce these, and with the last one, they are throwing in a Dark Magician card. Oh, the Yugi and Kaiba sandals. I forgot. Yeah. So they announced sandals. Kaiba and Yugi sandals. And those had the arm and the leg. And this is the last one. And this has this Dark Magician. Now, some things to know are, you can see here, they announced that like the card is going to have a Adidas stamp on it. Now, do I think that this is fake? Absolutely not. This is 100% a real card, real promo, real like, I don't think that this is a fake leak. You just can't replicate stuff like this. It's just way too hard. But what we can see here is actually it's a DDS Dark Magician. If you think about it, it just has the stars in. It just has a stars in holographic as well as the attribute sign, which in my opinion is really gross. Like, I don't know why Konami started doing that. It was one thing I didn't like about Ultimate Rares when I first started collecting. Like, I actually had to warm up to Ultimate Rares, believe it or not. I was actually one of those guys who really enjoyed Secret Rares and Ultra Rares more than Ultis. And I'm not sure if I just got kind of like, I caught the hype bug or something, but I whatever it is, I end up like starting to like Ultis. But I always never liked the fact that the stars and the attribute sign were holographic. I was always a secret rare type of guy. But anyway, so the Dark Magician here, we have the prismatic. What do you guys think this will do to the market? I have a video coming up on this, so it'll be coming up on Wednesday. But I would love to know your thoughts on this. Do you guys think that this is going to affect the DDS price at all, or do you think that it's going to be in its own lane and it's going to have its own kind of market? For me, I think I would pick up something like this. Honestly, I think it looks pretty decent. I like that Adidas stamp on the card. It looks unique. It looks different. Never in my life did I think that never did I in my life did I think that I would see a Yu-Gi-Oh card with Adidas stamp on it. But look, I mean, we're in 2023 now, so who would have thought? Beck said, wait. So what ugly shoes do I have to buy to get this card? These are probably the worst looking shoes out of the bunch. Like, it's actually really, really bad. If somebody can link it in the if somebody can link it in the chat, that would be great. Gary said, I think it'll be a $30 card and $30 card in the future. No, I don't think so. I think this is gonna be like $500. Like at least $500 in the future. You'll be surprised how hard people go for these promos, especially when it's like Dark Magician or Blue Eyes, and all the hype beasts are gonna get on this like crazy. So I don't think it'll be I don't think it'll be $30. I think it'll be very yeah. And yeah, it is already out of stock. Yeah, so they already sold out. Hi Omar, just wanted to say thanks for your Patreon tutorial on how to clean cards. I recently graded a PSA 10 Perfect Machine King Ultimate First Ed by following your guide. Hey, I'm glad, man. That means a lot. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that worked out for you, man. Thank you so much. Really, I'm glad, man. Thank you. I'm glad I can provide value to you. Enjoy. Would you wear Dark Magician Girl shoes? Absolutely not. I'm a closet collector, bro. Like, I don't walk around with anime shirts and shit like that. Like, I'm not. It's not my style. I'm waiting for someone to clean the Triangle Ecstasy Spark enough to get a PSA 10. I think I'm the only one that wants that card. That card is nice, bro. Like, I love these silhouette cards. One of my favorite ones is Covering Fire with Mechanical Chaser and Cannon and Cannon Soldier in the back. I think that's such a sick card, man. I love when they do that shit. Like, it's actually so nice. I like when they do it as trap cards or magic cards. I don't like when they do it as monster cards. Like, I'm not a fan of I'm not really too much of a fan of things like like Blue Eyes Alternative, but something like there's that the one with the Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl attacking. I love when they do stuff like that, where they just show the cards, or show the monsters in motion, right? I just think it looks badass. Yeah. So that's the, what's it called? I think that's pretty much it. And then what I want to discuss with you guys, what I was hoping for is some of you guys hop onto the chat and we can just talk about this. What are your thoughts on the regrading thing here? Like, you can see somebody here posted this. They regraded this 9, it came back an 8. They graded this 9, came back a 9. Graded this 9, came back a 10. 9, 9, 10, 10. And then they graded this 9 and it came back an 8. I'd love to know your thoughts, guys. Like, let me know. Do you guys like hop on right now? Join the Discord, shoot me a message, and I'll put you on. We can talk about this. Like, I want to start a collector's chat, guys. Like, Do you guys something like this? Do you guys think something like this hurts the hobby? It's something that you kind of have to take with, like take the bad with the good. What do you got? What are your thoughts? Marcel said these are probably the 4 most beautiful cards in the game. I mean, I can't disagree. I can't disagree. These cards are gorgeous. This does not surprise me at all until we get computers grading. That's how it's going to be. That's why you buy cards, not to grade. I have a 9 that looks like a 10 and vice versa. By the way, guys, hit the like button. We have 64 people viewing, but only 34 likes. Hit that like button right now and before we continue. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. You know what I mean? It does help a lot. That's the thing with grading. It's subjective based on the person's like button hit. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Marcel. Yes, it hurts the hobby, makes it easier to sell fake grades on eBay. Mario Ray. Why would Mario Ray be, what's it called? Be the one to answer. He's always buying. Fair enough. Oh, Mario Ray's in the Discord, I remember. You'll be getting these. I missed out on the DM and the blue eye pairs. Which one are you talking about? The slippers? We have shared our thoughts. What about you, big guy? I think that this is something that will, in my opinion, this is the main reason I don't do slabs. Okay, it's the main reason why. I just think that it's too subjective, and for me, like as soon as there's a little bit of subjectivity, I would rather take my own eyes, if that makes sense. And unfortunately, inside of a PSA case, BGS case, I can't use my eyes to judge condition. So that's why I don't like it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of grading right now. If there is a way to basically machine an AI that basically gives you the exact same grade every single time, then I'll be interested. Then I'll be like, if I would love a way to have a machine that maybe can like X-ray booster boxes, for example, and be able to tell you the contents are perfectly legit, and then have that be authenticated. Again, when it comes to something like this, it is something that we have to rely on a machine to do. I don't think that we can't, if we're trying to be fair, you have to admit that PSA grading is kind of a gimmick. Like, it's kind of a gimmick. Like, and grading in general is kind of a gimmick. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. When I first got back into the hobby, I thought it was cool, but as you grow, as you kind of get to touch every single card, you kind of go back to your roots, if that makes sense, and that is rock card collecting. Like, that's how I turned out. Honestly, I thought I would always like slabs, but in the past 2 years, after I was able to kind of like get my hands on every card that I want, I kind of realized like, slabs ain't shit. So yeah. The thing is though, the nice thing about the slabs is the fact that it does allow outside money to come into the hobby, and that's the only good thing about it. Where it's like, if somebody doesn't know anything, they want to put money into this hobby as a real investment asset class, and in my opinion, I do think it is. Okay, I think that what's it called? I think that grading does help in that aspect, and that's the thing that hurts the most, is the fact that most of the people who will buy PSA 10s are people who are not really that interested in collecting. They're more like investing, and because of that, the whole grading aspect turns into like a investment wheel instead of, like, I don't understand how you collect PSA 10s. Like, I just don't understand that. Like, it's like, okay, why not just collect the raw cards? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't get the whole, maybe 1, 2, 3, 10 cards, okay, but like collecting PSA 10s of MRD commons, like, I just don't understand that concept. It's like, why? Yeah, like, you know how massive 143 slabs are? Like, how much room that's gonna take? I don't get it. Like, what is the point in that? It's like, you're just making your life harder. You're just making your life harder, in my opinion. And I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. Sorry. So, yeah. Like, imagine a world. Okay, like, the thing that really turns me off about grading is the whole PSA being able to charge you more because your card graded higher. In what world, bro? Like, you're not even supposed to be following values. Like, that's not even your job. Your job is to just authenticate the grade. In what world do you get to basically tell people their card is worth this much so I can charge you more? Like, no, do your job. You know, I paid you $15. Grade this stupid card, encapsulate it. Don't tell me what my card is worth. That should not be something that you should be looking at. Like, it should not be. It's something where it's like, it's one of those things where you kind of lose a lot of class by doing. You know what I mean? Like, the thing that is nice about CGC, for example, is CGC Comics, they know that they're the kings in the hobby. You know what I mean? They know that Amazing Fantasy 15, CGC 9.8 is going to be worth 3 times more than any other grading company at their highest grade. They know that, but they never talk about it. And that's the thing that makes them so majestic. You know what I mean? That's the thing that I like about CGC. When you go and you charge somebody more because you graded their card a 10, it's like, you're just flaunting it and you're trying to milk them. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I'm just not a fan of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like stay in your lane. Your job is to grade. Don't try to evaluate the market. Don't try to evaluate what PSA 10s are worth, PSA 9s are worth. Your job is to grade. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for a value. Like, what if the market price goes down? Okay, like, let's just say, for example, I'll give you an example. I graded a PSA 10 first edition LOB Charizard. These guys charged me $5,000 to grade that. Okay, $5,000. Imagine that. If it I think it might have been $10,000. I don't even remember. It was like $5,000 because it was evaluated at 50, and they charge you 10%. Like, imagine that. In what world is that okay? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what if the card goes? LOB Blue Eyes. Sorry, LOB Blue Eyes, not LOB Charizard. Chill, guys. You know what I mean? Like, if the price goes down to, I don't know, $10,000. I'm literally negging now because I graded this card. It's like actually stupid. Like, get the hell out of here, bro. No, like, I'm just not a fan, bro. Like, that type of thing really hurts you. Like, I don't know. It just hurts you in my eyes. Like, this is why I like CGC. Like, I'm really feeling CGC, bro. Like, not only are they the most consistent grade, and I'm gonna put a video on this where I actually blast PSA for this because I'm so tired of it. Not only do they have better cases, better, more accurate grading. Okay, like bro, CGC, I subbed in 100 cards. They hit like literally, I think like 95% of them, 95 of the 100 cards were exactly what I predicted. And when I looked at them, I was like, oh, I can see why they gave this a 9. The only one that they have issues with is centering, and that's easy to fix. You can AI that. But it's like, CGC is so consistent, best labels, okay? The only problem that they have right now is the pop report, okay? That's the only issue. They don't have that for they don't have that for Yu-Gi-Oh, but they have it for Pokemon and the other stuff. And then I also don't like that they charge so much for subgrades. Okay, I'm not a fan of that for CGC. Like, get your shit together, dude. Like, you have something good. I know you're trying to get rid of it. Don't do that, okay? Yeah, you're better than that. Keep that shit. And then the text that they have on the CGC label, okay? The text on the CGC label looks so good, bro. Like the font, it doesn't look like a stupid typewriter. It doesn't look outdated. I really like the CGC label. I know people don't like the gradient blue, okay? Cool, I get it, okay? But the nice thing about it is that if you collect blue eyes and you want to collect pristines, they look beautiful, okay? Chef's kiss, because the blue and the yellow looks so good, contrasting with the vanilla blue eyes. You know what I mean? I highly recommend it. Like, go look up Blue Eyes CGC 10, okay, and look at how good it looks. So if you're a Blue Eyes collector, that's your thing, man. That should be your you should be going for that. But yeah, that's kind of I don't know, that's where I'm at. I'm not subbing shit to PSA anymore. Like, I'm so sick of it. Especially when they like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan, bro. Not a fan. Like, stay in your lane. Don't upcharge for shit, because that's not your job. Your job is to grade. That's it. You're not even supposed to be tracking the market. You know what I mean? Like, you could do it, but do it quietly. You know what I mean? Like for example, actually, I don't want to give an example. I already stated my point. I said what I have to say. Is a PSA and a CGC graded 10 Blue Eyes the same price? No, probably not. Actually, CGC 10 might be higher in some cases. Like, to me, I'll pay more for a CGC 10. I would not pay as much for a PSA 10. But yeah. But I do think it'll change, honestly. Don't like. I know people think like PSA are giants, and I do agree. They are giants, but over the next 10 years, I definitely can see them changing. Like, I really can see CGC, if they keep up the consistency, stop charging for subs, okay? Stop charging for subs, keep up your consistency, and AI grade centering, and then you're Gucci after that. So a pristine CGC LOB Blue Eyes worth more than PSA? In my opinion, I think so, yes. In my opinion, okay? Some people, they don't do that. Like, if I could trade my LOB Blue Eyes PSA 10 for a CGC 10, I would do that. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I told you, centering is a problem. But I would take centering, no problem. I would take that over like PSA, letting a PSA 10 go because it's well centered, but it has clear white spots on it. Like in what world is that okay, bro? Like, you're grading condition. Why the hell are you grading centering more importantly than condition? Makes no sense. Black Label BGS is worth loads. Black Label BGS is a gimmick. Is there a card that you are looking for at the moment? Nah, I'm done. Like I have pretty much everything I need. Oh, actually, what I'm looking for is the 2017 envelope. That I would love to own that. By the way, guys, check out the OCG collection. It's coming along nice, right here. I have all the volume boxes except for volume 3, and then I'm missing Labyrinth of Nightmare. I'm trying to close a deal with somebody. So if you have everything you need / want, where do you go from here regards to collecting? Well, my goal for the hobby is to my goal now is to, number one, pass on all the information I've acquired over the past 6-7 years. And number two, what I want to do is be able to kind of, I want to be able to create things, right? So the main reason I started a YouTube channel is to create, to make something with my own hands. And then the second thing is that I wanted to basically create the best way to collect. And that, like, for example, like the binders is my first step in that. I'm going to try and produce sleeves. You guys saw on my Discord, I'm going to try and produce like really nice sleeves. And then I'm going to see if there's a way to make basically like a PSA binder that is not like completely stupid in its design, like the one that where it's like you have those clip-on ones. I want to see if there's a way to innovate in that aspect where you have a PSA binder. I think that would be pretty class. Hey, thank you, Antonio. I appreciate your sweet message. Like what I had is this idea where, you know how like in art you have these kind of like binders with plastic with cardboard backs for every page, but the page themselves are like kind of attached via fabric. So what I'm thinking is maybe something like that where you can slip in the thing. I don't know. Yeah, like this is the look at this massive thing. This is the top loader binder that I was thinking about making, but I don't know if people will actually want this. So like, yeah, you can fit top loaders in here. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure if people will actually want something like this. And this one's like kind of expensive to produce, so it'll probably be like $80 maybe to sell. But yeah. But this one is like actually like if you have a high-end collection, like something that would be interesting is if I can make top loaders that actually fit Yu-Gi-Oh cards. If that makes sense. So like instead, like, because right now this is made for like a regular 3x4 top loader. So I would make, I'll probably make one for like with Yu-Gi-Oh size top loaders. That would be pretty badass. I would pay around 150 for a slab binder, but would need to hold around 40-50 slabs. Yeah, that's not happening. You know how much 40 slabs weigh? 40 slabs is crazy. Like that's actually crazy. 60 slabs, jeez. That's like literally like so heavy. I don't think there's not a material that can hold that. That's the problem. It'll probably be like maybe 20 slabs at most. But I definitely don't want to do any regular binder. Like it definitely has to be a Yu-Gi-Oh sized one, because there's people that already do the thing. There's people that already do the binders that have what is it called, like top loaders, right? Regular ones. But again, like, bro, honestly, like, you guys have been really great with your support for the binders, but I thought I would like sell a lot more than what I actually did, and because of that, like, it's just hard. Like like with Pokemon, for example, I could make a lot for Pokemon and people would buy it. You know what I mean? Like with Yu-Gi-Oh, it's very hard. I don't know why. It's just the demographic is just a lot more cheap, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know. Like I like I still haven't even made my money back on the binders yet. So it's like it's just very hard to. I won't be putting any more money in until what's it called? Until I start like getting my until I get my money back. You know what I mean, for the project. Once that happens, then I'll be able to like invest more. You know what I mean? But uh, yeah, I have to at least break even. Yeah, see, my cards are fine in the cheap monster pocket binder. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not a lot of people who actually collect super high end. Yeah, Gary, I'm actually working with somebody to be able to bring the next batch to the UK. So like, I'll ship some to him, and then he'll be able to distribute to everybody. But anyway, you guys have tuned in this far. Let me show you guys the upcoming colorways. So this is the first one. So this is regular. This is the regular black back, but this is what's called Moonlight, and it has just basically black leather interior instead of red. A lot of people didn't like the red interior. I don't get it. I love the red interior, but a lot of people didn't. So there's a black back here, black inside, and then white pages as well. Okay, so that's the Moonlight colorway. Simple, just for people who prefer like black on the inside instead of thing. And then the really special one is walnut. And this one is really nice. So this is gold stamped here. And then brown interior, white pages. This is really class in my opinion as well. So this is walnut. This is the walnut colorway, and then the other one is Moonlight. Yeah, and let me show you guys real quick. Hold up. So this is how shit. This is how I have them right now. And what's it called? So I'm gonna show you guys a video of like how I store my collection once they're done. By the way, this is all like my random OCG stuff, and this is my. I really like OCG for some reason, bro. Like I like it more than I like displaying these way more than displaying the other ones. So yeah, but this is the old prototype that I had of the older binder, but this is the final one that I settled with. But yeah, that's the new colorways. Those will be live in a couple days on strictlysealed.com. Yeah, take my money. The paint on the logo chipping over time. Yeah, I mean, it might, but the thing is, like, I tried, like, I made them triple stamp it. That's the thing. So, like they stamped that shit 3 times. So, I mean, if it ends up chipping, I'll see how it is, and I'll probably just omit it for the next one. But I don't know. I didn't think that it would cause that much of a problem. I've had it for like about a couple months now, and there hasn't really been any issues. Would either of the new binders be limited print like the black carbon? No, just the carbon is it's just a little bit harder to make. So I wasn't able to make too many of that one. But no, the other ones are not limited. I mean, they're limited in a sense where it's like if they don't sell out and I can't sell them out in time, I can't make any more. So it's like that's it. But like for example, I'll explain what I mean. So for when I receive them, I receive them in batches, and what I mean by that is if for example, if walnut sells out, and then if walnut doesn't sell out by the time I make my next order, and it sells out in between us, so then you'd have to wait another year for me to, because I order only once a year at the moment, right? Unless I get Amazon to carry it and then it just pops off, then that will be kind of I mean, that would be a blessing for sure, and I would definitely be interested in like continuing the product line that way. But I just don't think that's right now possible. So because of that, I can only order like once a year. And basically if it sells out in between that year before I make my next order, then then that's it. You know, and that's it for that year, and then you have to order the year after. So that's kind of how that's how it works, at least for now, until I'm able to get more consistent shipments. But I'm working with Sassy Auto. You guys will be able to purchase from him as well in the next year. But again, like it's just at the moment right now, it's only available through me. But I'm working on the next year or so, like to be able to bring it out. It's just for people that want them right now. For 2023, you'll be able to get them through me for now. Threaded, in your opinion, was the best way to display your cards? Binders, we need some with red pages. Stitch logo rather than stamped. So I tried stitch logo as well. It's really ugly. It's really ugly. It doesn't look as good as stamped. Red pages. So I am thinking about red pages. It's just that one would be more limited edition, because for me, I want my brand to be about the white pages that I really like when cards are. Let me show you guys something actually that I'm actually is really nice. Like a lot of you guys were saying like fantasy is too expensive. Okay, there's another colorway that is white on white. Okay, so if you have white sleeves on white pages, let me show you. All right, check this out. If you have white cards on white sleeves, on white pages, it literally looks like they're matted like onto a frame. Like it actually looks so good. In my opinion, I think it actually looks like as good, if not better than like the fantasy reds. You know what I mean? Like fantasy red is nice, but if you have just the all white, The all white is really nice too. So I'm basically making this exact sleeve, but without the ugly tramp stamp. You see that Ultra Pro? I'm making the exact same size because like, I'll show you. So this sleeve right here, okay? The thing that I like about it is that it has room at the top and it's not perfectly fitted, and it has a little bit more room on the sides. It's not loose, like the card doesn't move, but it's a little bit more loose on the sides so that when you go to take out the card, you don't feel like you're pressing on the card, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I noticed. But I'm basically making these, but without the tramp stamp, because these are so ugly with the tramp stamp. I can't believe that Ultra Pro thought it was a good idea. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's also coming. I might make one with like maybe like a small gold like S or something. I don't know. A red cover version. Yeah, a red one. It might be coming like 2024, but not right now. Light purple. I am going to be trying to make light purple. I'm going to be trying to make a red with white pages and dark blue and a green as well. But those are all like 2024, 2025. If these, like if my YouTube channel ends up like doing really well in the future, again, my hope is that I'm able to sell out, because as soon as I'm able to like at least break even on this, I'll put more money towards the next project. But right now, I just don't want to do it until I make my money back, because it's like, you know, I don't have a salary job, right? Like I can't expect a payment every single 2 weeks. For me, every single step that I take has to be thought out, because I can't fuck around. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then the top loader pages will also be around 2024. If these sell out, what I'll do is basically produce the exact same thing, but with pages that fit top loaders made for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And then I'll make the Yu-Gi-Oh card top loaders as well. You guys can purchase those along with them. Maybe if you guys pre-order, I'll toss in free top loaders or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about it, but for now, that's something that I would be very. I think it would be pretty nice. Do you have a YouTube video showcasing all the binders? Would be a good promo to show them off. I do want to make one. I honestly haven't had time. I've been really trying to like pump out content. Like, for example, the article I posted on Patreon with the T3s, like that one took like 3 days worth of like work of like trying to look up, where asking around all these Japanese collectors, where's each one, where's, you know what I mean? So I just haven't had time. Like maybe I might pay somebody to make like an ad video for the product or something like that. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Do you use side loading sleeves under regular sleeves? No, the only time I use them is for Euro cards. That's it. I don't use them regularly though. I'm not too big of a fan. I think that these are enough. These are thick enough and they're nice enough that you don't really need anything more. Do your binders work for Pokemon cards? Yes, they do. I'll show you. This is oh shit, not this. Huh? Okay, well, I had a complete Evolving Sky set, but what's it called? I couldn't find. I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. What the hell? Yeah, I swear I had a complete Evolving Sky set somewhere, but I don't know where I put it. But they do work for Pokemon cards, and they actually look really nice too. If you could give your past self advice in regards to starting a Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channel, what would it be? Considering starting a box breaking channel myself. Congrats on 17K. If I was to give myself some advice, don't be lazy. I was lazy in the beginning. I only started taking it serious on March 2020, and that's when I posted my room tour video, and that's when my viewer count started to really uptick, and that's when I started posting more regularly. But for 2023, you're gonna see every Monday and every Friday you're gonna get at least one video, and then maybe on what's it called, Wednesdays, if there's like some news article or something like that. You need an online selling platform. Once it gains traction in the markets, 14K followers, 5% buy binders. There's 700 binders right there. Yeah, I need to sell another 300 binders in order to break even. So, yeah. I did. I did. I mean, I have it. Like strictlysealed.com. If you want to order the binders, they're there. You can purchase them right now. But yeah. Do you still collect current product or focus on older stuff? No, I don't collect older stuff. I don't collect new stuff. Maybe like Starlights, but I don't have any at the moment. Like other than a couple cards. For the most part, I only do vintage. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't have too much more. I mean, I know it was at AMA, but there's really not a lot of questions. The binder markets needs to increase the side loading page quality. Typical pages tear and fall apart over time. I've never really had that, to be honest with you. The worst I've had is like maybe scuffing that happens on the pages, but that's pretty much it. Are you gonna try and get the card from the Adidas shoes? I mean, maybe if it comes up for a good price, sure, but I'm not dying for it. Best place to buy OCG Altis. That's coming in the works. I'm working on that right now with somebody. Love the videos, Omar. Thank you so much, Camille. You said in your Discord you're gonna make sleeves. What kind are you thinking? So, like I said, I'm making these ones, and then I'm gonna try and make Spectrum sleeves and maybe some fantasy sleeves. But I don't know if I'm able to produce fantasy. Fantasy is quite hard. They can't find it. Spectrum, they might be able to find. You have to be really tough on the binder if you tear a page. Yeah, I've never had some of those. Like, honestly, I've never really... I've had these for like almost a year now, and like I flipped through them. But it's like, dude, you have to understand, like, the reason that these cards... The reason that I have these binders is because I have expensive ass cards, right? So it's like, how am I going to be treating these... like, how poorly am I treating them to ruin the damn binder? It's like, damn, the cards are getting ruined. Do you have any fantasy sleeves Yu-Gi-Oh size for sale? No, I only have Spectrum stuff for sale. I only have like a few Spectrum ones for sale. Not a lot. I think maybe like a couple of green ones or something like that. I don't have any fantasy though. I'm all out. And even those, like I don't even have them on my store. Like people have to message me, hey, do you have fantasy sleeves? I'll be like, sure. Are the 2004 collector tin protectors still coming soon? No, they're not. I scrapped those. Those are not coming. Saw that juicy Genzo jar discount on eBay. Yeah. Actually, I think somebody might have bought it already. It's just they're working on payment plan with me. What's your opinion on OTS Ultimates collecting wise? I think they're waste. I don't like them. If you were put in charge of collecting Yu-Gi-Oh products for 1 year, I honestly don't know. I don't even know how to fix the issues that Yu-Gi-Oh has right now. Like, they only have one thing going for them, and that's Starlights. Everything else is like so bad in my opinion. I don't like OTS at all. Like I don't like OTS alties. I don't like these new pack wrappers. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like it's so flimsy, like it falls apart so easily. I don't like these wrappers, man. ETA on your sleeves by summer? Maybe, yeah. Most likely by summer, yeah. I feel like they should explore making full art cards or something. I have a video actually. They did start making full art cards. I have a video coming soon. Stay tuned. Did you get the Exodia Starlight set from Battles of Legend? No, I did not. They're way too expensive right now. Rush cards. I would call that full art, bro. I mean, that shit. Like, how much more art do you want covering? 3 favorite ritual art monsters. Number 1, Magician of Black Chaos. That's my favorite card. And then number 2, probably Blackluster Soldier. And then number 3 would probably be... Damn. Oh, rituals. Rituals are nice. I like Ruin. I like Demise. I like Herald of something light. I don't remember what that's called. Herald of something from the Shining Darkness. Super War Lion. Yeah, Super War Lion is so nice as well. Rush cards look sick as well, in my opinion. Herald Perfection. Yes, Herald. Herald of Perfection, yeah. Yeah, rush cards look amazing. Wait until you see the video, guys. You're going to be like, what the fuck? These cards look so sick. I have no idea what Drytron is. Hungry Burger. What would you say fair price for LOB first edition wave? No idea, bro. That's a Patreon question. I was even considering buying a booster box of them. Just buy the singles. Don't buy the what's it called? Don't buy booster boxes, bro. Japanese sellers are scumbags. Do you think PSA 9 should be the equivalent of a near mint card or carry a premium? Maybe carry like 10-20% premium at most. What mouth gaping, thumbnail clickbaiting titles coming soon? Well, actually, the video that's coming on Monday has like a really weird thumbnail, but I actually screenshotted it from the video, so it kind of makes sense. it kind of works, you know what I mean? It's not as clickbaity, but yeah. But anyway, guys, we hit 1 hour 30 minutes. I don't think anybody's hopping on. I think you guys are opted out of that. If you decide to change your mind, let me know, and we'll run it back. On Patreon, stay tuned. I'm going to be going live again, not today, probably tomorrow, and showing you guys my sales for the past month or so. Okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for 14,000 subs. Look out for Monday's video. Mark it in your calendars, 12 p.m. And then if you guys want an early preview of that, I posted it early for YouTube members as well as patrons. YouTube members also get entry into a booster pack giveaway every single week, every single month. And it's for $5. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's a vintage booster pack. You get MRL, PSV, LON, LOD, whatever it is that you guys want in terms of vintage booster pack. We'll run that. And then join the Discord. I'm going to be running a giveaway with Collector, so make sure you check us out there. And that's pretty much it. Stay tuned for the new website coming sometime next week. I don't know when exactly. And stay tuned for the two new colorways. Again, if you want to support the channel, this is the best way to do it. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. I'll